All right. Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to AccuLynx's regular webinar series where we try to bring some cool ideas to you guys about what we're seeing in the industry or cool people that we've met. Today, I am joined with my good friend and colleague, I guess not colleague, but good friend certainly, Adam Bensman. He is the roof strategist. You may have seen him online, on YouTube, on Facebook. He does a lot of cool things out there. And we've been pretty impressed with the stuff that we've seen him do. So we decided to partner up with him this week and kind of give you some ideas, show you what he's got to offer, and maybe give you something you can take back to your team for the future here. As always, I also have my partner in crime, Michelle Middleman. She and I partner up on these things, so she's waving hi right now. Guys, if you want to say hi for a moment here, get everybody knowing who you are. Adam, Michelle.
Awesome. Good morning, everybody. And I want to thank both Matt and Michelle for bringing me on. It's been fun to collaborate and put this together. I'm very excited. I've had some folks that I invited who are super excited about this. And if anyone has any questions, we're going to be doing a Q&A at the end. So some of the stuff, Michelle's going to monitor. If we see it, just know we're not ignoring it. We're just wanting to make sure that we get through everything in the right order so it doesn't seem like a pinball machine, and then we'll get that at the end. And anyone is welcome. I encourage folks to reach out, email me, LinkedIn. I'm on LinkedIn, Adam Bensman, and happy to help any way I can. So thank you again, Matt and Michelle, for having me.
Well, like Adam said, I'll be answering questions during the presentation. You should see a questions drop down in your GoToWebinar control module. So I will be answering questions throughout. And like Adam said, we'll do a Q&A at the end.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, so if you have questions, if something comes up during the course, if Adam says something cool, I know he's going to bring some fire or something like that. We're going to have church here in a couple minutes or whatever. But if you have any questions, comments, thoughts, ideas, whatever, throw them in the chat box and then we'll get to them at the end. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Quick little introductions here for our respective organizations. There we go. AccuLynx. If you hopefully you've heard of us, hopefully that's why you're on the call, but maybe you're from Adam's network instead. So in case you don't know who we are the largest, if not one of the largest CRM specifically geared towards the roofing and exterior contracting industry. We started up in 2008 when the owner of the company saw that there's a gap in the market for serving guys like you, ladies like you, whatever it might be. That there was lots of technology out there, but either you had to write it yourself like a spreadsheet or a database, or you had to go use something like Salesforce, which is meant for massive, huge organizations. And there was really nothing that was tailor fit towards the roofing and the contracting industry. So we've been in that market ever since 2008. We were really the first one to really kind of specifically cater towards that market. But at this point, we're happy to say that we have thousands of contractors across the country using AccuLynx every day to run their business and to organize their chaos and to make their dreams happen, find success. But I think what we're proud to say are some of the awards that we've won as well. Yes, for the software, but no company is worth its salt without its people. And so a lot of the awards have really been more about a great place to work and culture. And just personally, I've been here for quite a while now, and I can attest that, the people, we are here to help you guys succeed. Everything we do is trying to find a way to make the contracting job a little bit easier, a little bit better, a little bit cooler, a little bit more fun. And of course, we bring on great people like Adam to help support all of that here. Personally, I've been with AccuLynx for a little over 9 years now, but I've been in the roofing industry for about 10 or 11. So, and I've been in a variety of roles from sales to operations. I ran a supplementing division, and once upon a time, many moons ago, I was also a customer of AccuLynx. So I joined the contracting side of things, and then made the switch to the light side of the force or the dark side of the force, I guess, depending on your perspective. And it's been a good fit, good run ever since. Look, personally, I love helping people succeed. AccuLynx right now just happens to be where I feel is the best place for me to be able to do so. I've got a passion for the contracting industry. I like technology. I like software. And I know that's an area where some roofers can find some benefit, find some help. Maybe they're really good with tech, maybe not so much, but hopefully some of the ideas today will show you some things about what you can do, what you can take back to your company. I'd love to have you join AccuLynx at some point in time, but even if you don't, I will feel great about myself today if you go back and do one thing differently and make 2021 even better than 2020 was. And of course, I'm joined by Adam Bensman. We've mentioned him. Look, I met Adam years ago when he worked for another company, and I was impressed at that time with just his insight and his passion and his drive and his way of delivering a cohesive message. So hopefully, you're going to get some really good things from him today. Adam, you want to give yourself a little intro, a little background on who you are?
Yeah, sure thing. I fell into the industry kind of like how most people do. No one really grows up with this ambition to be in the roofing industry. And I fell into door-to-door sales. I had no experience, no training. I had $2,000 to my name, left my job and jumped in and got my teeth kicked in, learned the hard way, kind of learned in the trenches, so to speak, and have enjoyed it. Worked my way up into a COO position of a multi-state company, ran multiple offices, multiple states, and grew a sales team at the peak of 30. We averaged between 12 and 20. And yeah, that kind of led to starting the Roof Strategist YouTube channel, which was an accident. It was all videos I made for my clients I was working with one-on-one to help them scale their sales operations. And had great feedback. People asked for more, so I answered. And you can find the YouTube channel or the podcast anywhere that you stream or listen. My drive for this industry is to help the individual sales rep succeed, because ultimately they are our customer. And when our sales reps are happy and our customers are happy, it's a win-win. So everything I provide is to develop personal and easy to follow sales strategies, again, for individual sales reps or growing teams. And I'm the creator of the slap canvassing formula and the car park closing formula. I'm not a big fan of scripts. I find that when you can empower people to understand a formula, any input, any different personality type, any scenarios can be applied to a formula, and it's a very effective and quick way to learn in the field. And my one-on-one work includes working with companies anywhere between 3 and 35 million a year across the US and Canada. So that's a quick snapshot of who I am and my life in this industry.
Cool. So full disclosure, besides seeing a couple of bullet points on a slide, I don't know what Adam's going to say, but I am really interested to hear how he's going to let me slap my customers, because sometimes customers need it, right? So I'm really looking forward to seeing what that's all about here. So let's kind of jump right into it here this morning. So again, the whole idea behind the day for Adam's side of this presentation especially is, how to build a sales strategy that helps to put you in control of what's going on, as opposed to always being in a reactive state. Try to be more proactive and set the stage so that you're able to control what's happening. This is now getting into Adam's territory, so I'm driving the slideshow, but Adam, take it away.
Yeah, awesome. So what I want to share today, and Matt, I'll just give you cues. All right, we'll just jump right in. So no, you can leave it here. We're all good. A lot of what I am about to show you, you'll see that what I've called on the right, the roofing sales success formula. And I learned this one the hard way, and maybe a lesson many of you have experienced. And I'm curious if you guys are interested in engaging in the chat, if you've hired people and they've left. Yes, right? Or if your approach is to help your team figure it out on their own. So you're like, hey, here's this great opportunity, get out there and work hard, right? You can earn really good money in the industry. And I did all these things where brought people in. I thought everyone had the same drive that I did. It worked for me. I changed my life. And same thing for growing people. All right, we're gonna bring in these people, and we're gonna say, here's what you can do. We're gonna give them the basic training they need, and then send them out to the field. And of course, the training is really important. But what I found that missing link was managing the sales activities. And when I had 30 people selling, that's a lot of different personality types to manage. I don't know if anyone has ever experienced managing a lot of people, but personalities and people are difficult to manage. So I found that when I could start to manage the activities, people started to fall kind of in place. And I want to just tell a quick story as to what led to this. And I believe this was pulled from Jim Collins' book, Good to Great. And he talked about being in an office setting in this company spending hundreds and thousands, I forget if it was hundreds or thousands of dollars, on printer ink and printer paper from people sitting at their computer, hitting print, and they'd never go get it. And many people have experienced, yep, I've seen that happen. So what do? Hey, you guys can't do that anymore. If you hit print, you got to go get it. Well, what changed? Nothing. People keep doing it. So they sent out another memo and posted signs. What changed? Nothing. So instead, they figured out we must control our environment. So what did? They went to the drawing board and they figured out if we put a button on the printer that says accept print job, problem solved. The only way for that printer to print is when I get up off from my desk, walk over to the printer and click accept print job. So the lesson that I learned from that one little story in that book was that when we can control the environment, it will help our salespeople perform at the highest level, because they're not just listening, you got to do this, you got to do this. They're given the right activities, and then we manage those activities. And the same goes for compensation, which is a whole other can of worm we're going to keep closed for today. But having the right pay plans in place will also help with that. So a mistake that I made is having the team figure it out on their own, right? Bring them in, go out there, you can earn all this money. And it's almost like it's almost like a torture experiment in a way, right? We're bringing people in, we're like, get out there, go sell. Some will make it, some won't make it. And what happens is that people are doing what everyone does, right? Quote unquote, working hard or putting in the hours. And I look at a sales formula similar to a weight loss plan. If I gave you the exact meals to eat every day and the exact workout routine, and you followed it, I've yet to have anyone disagree with me that they would lose weight or reach a higher level of fitness, right? We follow the system, it works. The only time it doesn't is when you have cheat days, cheat meals, or you jump ship. And roofing sales really is no different. When you have the right fit of the right person, and then you arm them with the formula, just like weight loss, it will work. And I like to use the analogy of someone that's going to get out into selling, and they're like, I'm going to work hard and put in the hours. It's like trying to lose weight and going to the gym and doing bicep curls for 2 hours. You're working hard and you're putting in the hours, but you're doing the wrong activities. So when this happens, I realized that we jeopardized our reputation and our customer experience, because this person's saying one thing, this guy's saying another thing, he's doing this for this guy's promising the world and can't deliver. I don't know what my sales team's doing. They're doing one and done on a neighborhood. And it was chaos. And only a few people survived. And so many people are looking to incentivize their top performers. Then I realized if we shift our approach and we can help the entire team increase 5, 10, 15, 20%, 30% across the board, even if it's a smaller or more incremental increase, it produces much higher volume of sales than just incentivizing the top producers, which is a kind of a mistake with sales bonuses or big year-end bonuses. You only get 1 or 2 people competing because everyone else says, well, it's too far for me. I don't even have a chance at winning. But I want to get the whole team on board. So that's what led to what I'll be showing you here in a minute. And the biggest thing too is leveraging technology. AccuLynx is doing an awesome job, and I think first of all, a CRM is 100% mandatory for any business. And number 2, leveraging it for both organization, but also as a sales tool to control is what will lead to growth. And right before I'm going to ask Matt to slide to the next one, I just want you to think of this. When we control the sales activities consistently, we're going to maximize sales. And hiding inside each customer, before we get into the next slide, if you wouldn't mind putting in the chat, and some of you might have heard me say this if you've been in any other live trainings I've done. I'm curious. And Matt, I'm going to ask you if it's okay. How many sales opportunities do you think are present within an existing customer? So we signed a customer. How many sales opportunities are present with that one customer to turn that one job into a lot? How many sales opportunities?
I mean, I don't have the first number that comes to mind is 6, but
cool.
You know, you've got obviously upsell opportunities, but I know you can always ask for referrals and that kind of a thing as well to get another sale somewhere else, right?
Yeah, awesome. So you had a higher number guess than most. So I'll reveal the number in a second. You said okay. 6. My observation is that most people ask, they take advantage of 2. Those 2 at best are a referral. I'm going to talk about using technology for this as well. And at best is showing up on install day to knock on a few of the neighbors' doors and hope that they're home that day. Those are the 2 that are used and the 2 that are kind of taught in the mainstream, I guess. And funny enough, when we talk about referrals, which you mentioned, I've run sales trainings for companies across the US, in-person, virtual, and I always open it with this. And I'd love everyone on here to give an honest answer to this question. How many referrals did you ask for this week? It's a scary mirror to look in for many. Most people, when I ask this, they'll look around, because whenever I run private sales events, people will look around and I'll see 80% of the room is none, 20% will go like 1, and then occasionally 1 or 2 people will say 2. It's the easiest opportunity that we often overlook. So that's just one of them. Now I'm going to ask you to pop into the next slide.
By the way, Michelle is saying that most people were answering between 5 and 6 opportunities in the chat.
Awesome. Cool. Thank you, Michelle. I'm blind to the chat. I don't know.
Somebody named Bill is going to be your BFF because he said 11. So there you go.
Yeah, Bill, I like you. You're the winner so far. So at the top, you're going to see that there's 25. Now, I'm going to back up this claim so you can see what that means, okay? Within each customer interaction is an opportunity for us to drive sales. So if we pause this for a minute, because I'm going to define what those sales activities are, and I want you to get into the mind of your customer, because all of this is a combination of boots to the ground plus your CRM and automating technology. So let's get in the mind of your customer for a minute. You have one customer, okay? Most people are like, great, I have that customer, so I'm going to go make another sale. So they're knocking doors, common thing in the industry, or trying to crack open a new neighborhood. When you're the first person there, the customer, it's cold door knocking, right? They're saying, who are you? This is what's going through their mind. Same thing when you have a canvasser show up at your door. What are they selling? Does this fit in this box? Are they selling me cookies? Is it a security system? Is it a religious thing? And we automatically have our guard up. But as Jack Schaefer, he's a former FBI agent who defined what he called the friendship formula. Proximity, intensity, duration, and frequency are the 4 elements. When people see you in that same neighborhood, even if you haven't been in front of them yet, by proximity, by frequency, by duration, by this consistency, when you're showing up at the door, they're looking, they say, hey, you look familiar, I remember, I recognize you. So it's a softer interaction. So you're building the morale of the sales team, you're making it easy for them, and then you can penetrate that neighborhood. So the whole goal with maximizing all 25 or leveraging these 25 sales opportunities to go from cold door knocking or cold sales to starting conversations, having intention, showing up for a reason. And you notice I said for a reason, which brings me to this. There are 5 key stages of the sale, in my opinion. New customer, you sign them, right? You bring in a check, it's a deal. This is a great opportunity to ask for referrals, introduce yourself to the insurance agent of the customer to start a relationship. Send direct mail to the neighbors, letting them know you're doing the roof. Knock on the neighbors' doors, leverage email and technology like AccuLynx, okay? Then we have when the job is scheduled. Most people don't even take advantage of this opportunity when job's scheduled. They just think, oh, the job's scheduled. But that leads to the day of installation, which is the 3rd one. So many people will show up on the day of install, but they don't when the job is scheduled. Well, we all know when you're out in the neighborhood, not everyone's home. If you're there at 3 o'clock, maybe it wasn't the best time. So when we know when the job's scheduled, we can be out combining these sales activities, leaving letters on people's doors, crafted in the right way so they're read, allows you a very soft, casual approach at the door on the day of installation when it's going on, and then when the install is done, and then when it's paid in full. So those are the 5 activities. And then I'm just going to recap. So 5 stages paired with these sales activities. There's 6 of them. Introducing yourself to the insurance agent of every customer, asking for referrals with the right referral incentive, okay? Using email notifications, but this gives the company control. I hated it when I had a phone call from a customer saying, I can't leave my driveway, there's a pallet of shingles. I'm like, my sales rep never told them to park their car in the driveway, and now my crew is starting their day moving 120 bundles. That doesn't sound very fun to start the day, right? So I didn't like those types of silly issues that arose. So control meant crafting the email, making sure the notification went, and then asking for referrals. Where do we hit? I got to go through these in order. We have direct mail, and direct mail, by the way, is a fantastic way to generate leads. We have email, which I touched on. I have to write these down so I don't go back through there. We have referrals, and these should be asked, yes, as soon as signing the first deal, leaving a sheet with the customer, okay, referral sheet with all the information so they have something to reference and write down names, and even taking advantage of the emails that your system might send. So value up top, explaining what to do. By the way, reminder about our referral program. Who do you know that we might be able to help? There's no limit to participation. And then listing them, friends, family members, neighbors, coworkers. So that way we're leveraging what most people don't leverage is just, hey, here's an email. This is what's going on. And it's never a touch. Every interaction should lead to a possibility of advancing the sale, okay? So we've got direct mail. Then we have, I mentioned insurance agents. We have canvassing, which I'm going to touch on. So knocking the doors using the SLAP canvassing formula. And then what I call leave behind letters at the door. Now, I'm going to hit these real quick because I know we don't have a tremendous amount of time. The leave behind letters at the door. I encourage people to not use door hangers. Overproduced stuff screams what? Marketing material, decision tree of homeowner, trash or read. They see all the fancy design, a little hail ball, a roof, free inspection, free estimate, rated by BBB, better service, better warranty, better products, all the generic claims. goes in the trash. If you have this left on your door, what's the first thing you're going to do? You're curious. You're going to open it. Plain piece of paper, plain letter, hand signed in blue ink. So first decision tree, curiosity. I don't go to the trash, I get red, right? Now when we show back up using my SLAP canvassing formula, which I'm going to teach you, and Matt, no, it is not hitting people in the face, I promise.
Oh, dang it. I was hoping.
SLAP is 4 elements. I'm going to tell you what they are, and then I'm going to walk through it. Say hi and break the ice, okay? L, let them know why you're there and make it incredibly familiar to their street, their neighborhood. A, ask an open-ended question that requires thoughts. This is not a yes or no question. It's not asking for the inspection. And P is present to their answer. That allows us to quickly customize based on where the customer's at. Works for retail, works for storm, doesn't matter. So when I show up, say, hey, break the ice. Hey, my name's Adam, the Roof Shredders. By the way, beautiful boat in the driveway. Where do you go boating? Right? So I'm just breaking the ice. I'm finding some sort of common ground of what's important to them, whether it's a beautiful garden or a pool or a flag or a dog or whatever it is. Okay. Let them know why I'm there and make it really familiar. Hey, the reason I'm stopping by, I actually just talked with your neighbor, Peggy, and just got down off her roof. And she had some damage up on her roof that she wasn't even aware of. So that's letting them know why I'm there, making it familiar. Or I've been talking to some of your neighbors here on Lexington. We just got John's roof approved over there. I'm doing Michael's roof next week. So whatever it is, we're referencing something super familiar to them, right? Then I ask an open-ended question. Hey, while I was in the neighborhood, I just want to stop by and ask, how has the insurance process been for you? So you'll notice it's open-ended. They have to think. How has the insurance process? And the best part is if they don't even know what you're talking about, they say, what are you talking about? Oh, I'm glad I stopped by. Peggy actually had no idea that her roof was damaged. We just got her a new roof under the insurance by filing a claim. Or you say, hey, how's the insurance process been for you? They say, hey, our insurance was out. We just have a small repair. We're okay. Well, now you know that's a different P, present, to that answer. Oh, I'm really glad I stopped by. Many people are given a repair, but really a full replacement's warranted, just like the few of the neighbors I'm speaking with, and here's how I can help. So this formula, say hi, break the ice, let them know why you're there, make it familiar, ask an open-ended question. How has the insurance process been for you? How has, where are you in the insurance process? What did the insurance company say when you were out? Those are 3 questions. For retail, when was the last time you had your roof inspected? When was the last time you had your roof inspected and routine maintenance conducted? How old is your roof? It doesn't matter, they have to think, and then you can present to their answer. So again, it also makes it easier later in the process at each of these stages, giving them a reason. The reason I'm stopping by, we're doing Peggy's roof next week. The reason I'm stopping by, we're doing Michael's roof today. The reason I'm stopping by is we did John's roof last week. The reason I'm stopping by is I actually stopped by the other day, you weren't here, so I left you a letter, and I sent a letter in the mail, and I wanted to ask, what questions did you have for me about that letter I sent you? There's your open-ended question. So that's putting it all together. So when you go through all these systems and you layer on all these different touch points, door knocking gets easier, and then you are literally able to flip one sale into 10. I've charted this out and I can show it to you. You can email me, I'll send you a little slide to get that referral, to get an introduction to an insurance agent, to sign this person up during an install, to get this call from a yard sign, and so on and so forth. So it really does cascade, and it'll allow you to dominate the neighborhood. And most importantly, it gives you a recruiting advantage to shine above competitors, because the roofing salespeople care about themselves. And that's not a fault, we all do. But if they're not selling for you, they're looking for, how can I reach my income goal applying my talent? It's with this company, or this company. But if you sit there and say, I have a formula to help you reach your income goals, so you know exactly what to do every day, including the marketing material, including this, including the step-by-step approach, including the training of what to say. Do you think the other roofing companies offering that? Very few do. So it gives you that recruiting advantage. Plus, it provides that step-by-step sales strategy for them to earn more commissions. And of course, interests are aligned, because then the company wins. And most important, you maximize retention and loyalty, because they feel like you're buying into them. So taking all of this, sales advantage, sales formula, recruiting advantage, and then obviously leveraging your software to automate those key opportunities. Many people are doing this manually. That's great, it works. But if you can save time and increase control as an owner, because the last thing I wanted to do was, when I was driving 4 hours, it was just a true story. I was 3 hours away and I get a phone call that a tarp blew off a roof in the middle of a redeck, poured in the house for 2 hours and caused $75,000 worth of damage on this home while it was for sale. We had to relocate these homeowners and put them up in a temporary rental while we finished their house. And it was no fun. And honestly, without a CRM, I would have been, back in the day, which customers, who are they working with? What's happened? What crews assigned? And I'm lost. Instead, I logged in, had everything handled. And then again, having that control when things don't go wrong, but they go right is a huge, huge help. to give you more, keeping a pulse on that consistency from the customer experience, consistency on sales. And this is probably a great time to hand it over to Matt so he can kind of show you what that might look like for you.
Dude, Adam, thank you so much. That's one of the things that I love about having Adam is that he takes these common sense things and makes it feel like, you just takes what you already know and just tweak it a little bit and becomes just a whole new different thing. One of the things that I was thinking about as you were talking there, Adam, was, and maybe not ironically, maybe that's part of your other pitches that you do, right? Is that if you are treating your people right, well, they know people, they know sales guys, they know canvassers, they know people that can do it. So referrals there too, but maybe not customers, but people that can get you customers, right? Sales guys go and hang out together. They go to conventions, they go to bars, they do whatever they do. Everyone knows the companies in town that screw sales guys, but also everyone knows the company in town that takes care of them. So having a strong culture of training and legitimately caring, not saying you care, but actually showing that you care about your people, I think can be a huge aspect to growing and maintaining a sales force as well. Because people want to work for a mission. They don't want to, look, if I'm working for money, I can go anywhere and make money, right? So whoever is going to give me the next best paycheck, I'm just going to go to them because I got no commitment to this guy. But if you've taken care of me, you've built a culture, and I've got a good group of people, and there's no drama going on, and we all care about each other and want each other to succeed. Yeah, if some shady company shows up and offers me a couple % more, I'm gonna have to think a lot harder. Do I want to give up what I got here just for a couple extra dollars? That's going to be a much harder decision to make, and you're going to be more likely to keep people around. I'm guessing maybe that's part of your owner level courses there, right?
It is one thing that I do teach, because good people surround themselves with good people, and when you have a brand ambassador with anything, you're going to have people attracted to it. So for sure.
Absolutely. So with that, let's kind of segue into technology. Adam mentioned technology a few times. It's funny because technology isn't the answer to everything, but neither is having a strong front end sales team, right? That they go hand in hand, right? They partner up together. And if you're utilizing them both, then you're going to have a lot of success, right? So he had mentioned a few places, using technology, and that's obviously what AccuLynx does. So I want to kind of focus on some of those things as well on our end. One of the things that you find when you start to utilize technology, and of course I'm speaking from the perspective of a CRM, there's other options out there as well, but as you start to see higher levels of productivity, right? You either have the ability to have the existing team that you have be able to do more. So effectively, you don't need to go hire a new person every time you want to grow to new levels, because the people that you have are now capable of doing more. Or if you do bring more people on, well, again, what you can get out of them is much greater than if everyone's doing things manually with phone calls and emails and text messages and WhatsApp things and whatever else, right? So it gives you higher levels of productivity for the people that you've got. Or scalability, if that's where you want to go, depending on what your goals are for your company. Accessibility options. I mean, that's huge. Adam mentioned it. Look, I used to be a sales guy, and back in the day, I didn't have a CRM, or I think the office had something, but none of the sales guys were allowed to access it. So I spent most of the day, I was an okay sales guy, and like half of my phone calls were the office asking me updates. Hey, did you get this check? Hey, how many contracts you got signed? Hey, or when you bringing this job in? Hey, is that one claim approved? Because, well, the office still had the need to know and forecast and give reports to the boss and so forth, right? But there was no way for the office to know, right? Now, if you're on this call and you're a sales rep, I'm guessing if I said show of hands, who loves getting phone calls from the office, I'm guessing nobody's going to raise their hand. Nobody likes that. It's a necessary evil, but nobody wants to have their phone blown up by the secretary or the sales manager saying, hey, how many deals you got this week, right? And so with technology, you get greater levels of not only productivity, but accessibility, right? You're out there on your phone, right? Using your phone, your tablet, your laptop, wherever you access it, from wherever you access it. That could be the coffee shop, McDonald's, or the beach for that matter, right? You can access your information. And so you put stuff in on one place, somebody can find the information later. And now the only phone calls you get are, hey, Matt, your check's in the inbox. Come pick it up. Or, hey, we're having pizza this Friday. Come grab some, right? You're getting the kind of calls you want to get, not the kind of calls that you don't. And of course, that leads to streamlined communication. And that's kind of open-ended. Obviously, I'm thinking internal communication, right? I want to notify somebody that they need to do something, or that something's been done, or I want to create a task, or whatever the case might be. But also, to Adam's point, communicating with your customers. right? Whether that be by emails or text messages, manual ad hoc, hey, Adam, just heads up, this is happening, or an automation. Hey, whenever a certain trigger happens in the program, just send something out, right? When a job is closed, ask for a review on Google or Yelp or wherever you do your reviews at, or ask for referrals for that matter. So being able to streamline that. Yes, sometimes you need to send a one-off message to people, but there's going to be, especially if you use some of Adam's techniques, just regular cadences to when you want to notify people. And going back to higher levels of productivity, if I might have full faith and trust that Adam's going to do what Adam's supposed to do, but Adam, despite what some of us might be thinking right now, is nothing but a human, and he's gonna forget something at some point, right? He's gonna forget to send an email. He's gonna make a typo. He's gonna send it to the wrong person. He's gonna get busy, and something that's critical to our business's operations and our culture and the way we deliver our message is just gonna get dropped. It's just gonna get forgotten. And so by automating some of those things, we can make sure that those things just happen. And what Adam's worried about now are the things that Adam has to actively think about, not the monotonous, mundane, everyday things. So being able to streamline communication is going to be key to all of that, right? So what are some of the solutions that AccuLynx brings to this, right? Obviously being able to provide visibility to what's going on, right? The old adage of you have to inspect what you expect, right? So all of these things that Adam says, that's great and that's fantastic, but at some point you got to be able to say, well, how are my people performing? Right? Performance is going to be high or low if they're doing what they're supposed to do. They're probably going to see better numbers than if you're not. And if your numbers are poor, it means one of two things. Dude ain't doing what he's supposed to do, or he needs some coaching. Maybe he needs to do some role playing or some training. Maybe his pitch is bad. Maybe he's asking closed-ended questions or whatever. But either way, that's an indicator that as a manager, we need to go see what's up. Why are his numbers not what everybody else's numbers are within a reasonable margin of error, right? It allows you to do things like creating accurate estimates. I was talking with a customer the other day that was just coming on to AccuLynx, and what they were telling me was, oh yeah, all of our sales guys, they kind of do whatever they want to do. They kind of sell whatever they want to sell, and they sell at whatever margins they want to sell it, as long as it's above our company minimums. And I'm like, so are you telling me if two guys came to my house, one guy might give me a quote for the same product for less than the other? And he was like, well, yeah. I was like, well, then have the cheap guy come to my house, but that's not a consistent experience with your company, right? So being able to create reliable, responsible, and consistent estimates at whatever level you guys need to make. If you're on the call and you're a manager or you're an owner, there's certain numbers you got to hit to make a job make sense, right? To pay your people their commissions, to pay your office, cover your overhead, and what I like to say, take some money home to mama, right? There's got to be a number that you need in there. And so when people are selling, they should be hitting at certain numbers. There should be consistency. If Adam comes to my house or Michelle comes to my house, the quote should be pretty well the same, right? Because that's what your company does. Yeah.
Can I jump in for a second on that one? This is just one small thing for everybody. If you're not quoting, I actually just filmed a video on this, it'll be posting soon. If you're not providing those quotes on the first visit, you're losing out on a close rate, I bet you, of up to 50% lost deals. So having the ability to quote and to control that quote, because the hardest thing without technology is to quote jobs and rely on your sales team, because a miscalculation costs you money. But if you're doing retail, or even, a lot of people working the Lake Charles hurricane, they're having to provide quotes. If your whole team is going out there saying, yeah, we'll get the measurements and then we'll email you the quote or show up with the quote later, you're losing out. You got to get those quotes same day visit, and having that control is a huge piece. That is all I wanted to plug, because I've been getting this question a lot, especially from newer salespeople. I sent out 20 quotes. I got nothing. I was like, well, don't send them. Do them. Present them the right way with the homeowner.
Right. Yeah, and look, sometimes that comes because, I've had the good fortune to train a couple thousand contractors over the years, right? And I've seen just varying degrees of company culture and processes and methods and reasons for doing what they do. And some companies will highly train all of their people to kind of custom make a roof quote every single time. And others try to kind of keep their guys in the dark. So, well, you got to kind of back to the office and Susan will put an estimate together and send that out, right? And that's just, in my mind, there could be good reasons for it, and that's up to every company's culture and reasons for being. But in my mind, you're just basically making it harder for your sales guys to get money. And there's an old rule of thumb: is make it easy for your customers to give you money. Don't put too many hurdles in front of them, right? So obviously, being able to give a quote, they're talking to you about a roof. Give me a number right now, right? I don't go to the car dealership and say, I'm looking at a pickup truck. Yeah, we'll give you a number next week. No, I mean, they're trying to throw a number in front of me right there because they want to close the deal, right? So if you can, obviously put estimates together quickly, that's going to help. If you can make it so that they can even sign that estimate, like digitally, in the days of COVID right now, some people are, people treat it all differently. Some people are very, they don't think of it as a big deal. And so they're totally fine with you being in front of their face, breathing their air and signing with a pen that 25 other people have signed. Maybe that's cool with them. But you want to also respect the people that aren't cool with that. So maybe you want to do digital or touchless, or they don't even want you in their house. And regardless of your opinion on that, you need to be able to respect that different people are going to have different wishes and desires. And again, you want to make it easy for people to give you money. Also, this allows you to do things like work with a guy that's out of state. Okay. Or if you're in a busy town like Atlanta or Dallas or Denver, where it can take 12 hours to drive 3 miles in rush hour traffic, right? That's just a time saving if you can't get to that person's house to sign something, right? How about things like processing payments, right? Again, if all you got to do is swing by a guy's house to pick up a check, I mean, that's great. But again, if that's 3 hours out of your way and you could be doing a whole lot of other high value activities during that time, then maybe you want to consider doing things like digital payments, right? Sending out a payment request, having them pay online so they don't have to, write checks or whatever the case might be. Also, look, in some companies, some sales reps have different ideas about what they should do with their customers' checks. We'll just say taxably, right? And so being able to do things digitally provides a much more secure option for getting funds to where they need to be. And then, of course, also at the end of the day, being able to pull reports, sales reports, closing percentage reports, activity reports, production reports, AR reports, all that kind of good stuff, right? That's really what a CRM is. I'm gonna show it to you in a second, and it's got all sorts of cool bells and whistles and pretty buttons and widgets and so forth, and we'll talk about those. But what I tell my customers in training is, look, it's just a sexy database with what I'd like to think is a sexy trainer. But hey, at the end of the day, sexy database, right? So I want to make sure that what you're putting in there now allows you to pull the data back out, right? And being able to find the answers that you need to know about your business about a whole variety of topics.